Hello guys! Today, we've got a ton of exciting updates surrounding NIO and its sub-brand ONVO, and trust me, some of the things coming out of their factories right now are absolutely jaw-dropping. From production breakthroughs to record-breaking order numbers, plus some surprising developments about battery supply and stock performance, this video is packed with insights you don't want to miss. So, let's dive right in. This is not financial advice. Please do your own research. First things first, let's talk about what's happening inside NIO's high-tech production facilities. Reports and insider images show that the assembly lines are buzzing with activity. The massive aluminum panels being shaped and processed are part of NIO's latest innovation effort using the powerful Giga press machines. These are the same components being used to produce the ONVO L90, and based on the latest updates, the factory is running at full capacity. In fact, according to CEO William Lee, the company expects to reach maximum monthly capacity for the ONVO L90 in October, which means around 15,000 vehicles per month. Considering how recently this model began large-scale production, that's a remarkable achievement. The production line is clearly hitting its stride, and NIO seems on track to meet, or possibly even exceed, that ambitious target. Now, let's shift gears to another exciting reveal: new leaked photos of the upcoming Neo ES9. And wow, this SUV looks absolutely massive. The ES9 is set to become NIO's most premium and advanced full-size SUV, sitting right at the top of the lineup. The design looks powerful and commanding, and its proportions are huge, offering loads of interior space. But what really makes the ES9 stand out is the advanced motorized hydraulic suspension, the same technology featured in the NIO ET9 sedan. This suspension system has been called revolutionary because it provides a smoother, more adaptive driving experience than almost anything else in its class. So yes, this upcoming SUV is shaping up to be something truly special. When it comes to order momentum, things are just as impressive. Based on internal data shared by industry insiders, the NIO ES8 is currently averaging over 3,000 new orders per week, and the demand continues to rise week after week. What's particularly fascinating is that a large portion of ES8 buyers are actually first-time EV owners. These are people who've never bought an electric vehicle before, and they're choosing NIO as their very first experience. That's a huge signal for the brand, not just that the product is strong, but that it's successfully expanding the overall EV market. The ES8 isn't just taking customers from other brands, it's bringing completely new people into the world of electric mobility. And the good news doesn't stop there. The ONVO L90, NIO's family-oriented sub-brand model, is also maintaining an incredibly stable order flow around 3,000 units per week, just like the ES8. Then there's the Firefly, another key player in NIO's lineup, which has also consistently stayed at around 3,000 weekly orders. That's actually quite a surprise, as most analysts didn't expect the Firefly to perform so strongly out of the gate. Adding to that, the ONVO L60 has started to show promising growth, contributing roughly another 1,000 or more orders per week, and that number is climbing. When you combine the order volume across NIO's mainline and sub-brands, it adds up to more than 10,000 confirmed orders every week, and that's a consistent trend, not a one-time spike. It's clear that demand across NIO's ecosystem remains extremely strong, and it's still growing. Another major announcement worth highlighting is about NIO's next-generation swap stations, the Gen 5 battery swap system. These new, faster, and more efficient swap stations are expected to be officially deployed this December, with a larger public rollout taking place between February and March next year. This will play a massive role in improving NIO's energy infrastructure and further differentiating it from competitors that rely solely on charging. Let's take a look at the sales performance of large SUVs across China for the month of September. Including hybrid models in the comparison, the ONVO L90 managed to grab the number 2 spot nationwide, delivering an impressive 10,997 units in a single month. Reaching over 10,000 monthly deliveries for a brand new model is an incredible milestone, and with production still scaling up, This number will likely increase further in the coming months. Meanwhile, the Neo ES9 climbed up 4 spots in the rankings with 2,803 deliveries, even though that number only accounts for about 1 week's worth of shipments from the initial batch. As deliveries ramp up, it's very possible that both the ES9 and ONVO L90 could surpass 10K units per month, each an extraordinary position for any premium EV maker to be in. If Neo can sustain this trajectory, the ONVO L90 could easily reach its full production goal of 15K per month, soon a sign that Neo's multi-brand strategy is working exactly as intended. But of course, no story is complete without a few challenges. One key issue currently facing Neo, and, to be fair, much of the EV industry, is the battery supply bottleneck. There's a global constraint in battery production that's putting some pressure on output for multiple automakers. However, Neo has found a clever way to work around this problem. Rather than letting the shortage slow down vehicle manufacturing, Neo is temporarily redirecting some of the batteries that were originally reserved for battery swap stations and using them directly in vehicles. Since Neo operates its own battery swap network, it has the flexibility to do this, something competitors like Li Auto or XPeng simply cannot replicate. This strategy allows Neo to maintain production speed even when component supply is tight. It's an innovative move that once again shows how Neo's ecosystem design gives it a unique advantage in the EV landscape. That said, the bottleneck remains a factor that could cause minor slowdowns in the future, depending on how global supply conditions evolve. But for now, Neo is managing the situation extremely well. Now, let's touch on something that's been worrying some investors: Neo's recent stock dip. The reason isn't really tied to Neo's operations, but rather to events happening in China's broader EV sector. Here's what happened. On October 13th, a Xiaomi SU7 electric car was involved in a serious crash. The driver, reportedly under the influence and driving at high speed around 120 km per hour, lost control. The car caught fire, and bystanders were unable to open the doors to rescue the unconscious driver, allegedly because of the electronic door lock design. Since there was no manual release mechanism, it became impossible to open the doors once the car lost power. This tragic event led to a public backlash, with Xiaomi's stock plunging between 5% and 8% as concerns over design safety spread across social media. While the incident was not Xiaomi's fault in terms of driver behavior, it did highlight a potential design issue that shook investor confidence. Naturally, this situation caused some spillover effects in the EV market, and Neo's stock also took a hit of around 3%, as traders grew cautious across the sector. Shortly after, a separate Neo fire incident surfaced online, but the company quickly clarified the details. According to Neo's official response, this involved a second-hand vehicle, not sold through their official channels, and thankfully, no one was injured. The company's emergency response team arrived on the scene promptly and confirmed that all occupants were safe. Neo's head of marketing emphasized that this wasn't an official pre-owned Neo car, meaning it wasn't part of their certified program, which could explain any irregularities. Given Neo's strong track record for safety and rapid response, this isolated case shouldn't be seen as a major concern. The market reaction was likely temporary, and Neo's fundamentals remain as solid as ever. So, to wrap things up, Neo's momentum looks unstoppable right now. Factories are running at full steam, the ONVO L90 is surging toward record monthly deliveries, and the ES9 and Firefly are pulling in consistent demand week after week. The new ES9 is shaping up to be one of the most exciting large luxury SUVs on the market, and next-gen swap stations will soon make Neo's energy ecosystem even more efficient. Yes, there are minor challenges like the ongoing battery bottleneck, but Neo's flexibility and innovative strategies are helping it stay ahead. And despite a brief stock dip, the company's long-term outlook remains incredibly strong. All in all, it's safe to say that Neo is not just surviving the competitive EV market, it's thriving in it. The production ramp-up is in full swing, orders are growing, and the brand continues to expand its technological and operational edge. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more stock predictions and market insights. Remember to turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Happy investing, and see you in the next video.